Everything you thought you knew about the Nasir El-Rufai detention saga just got more complicated and more explosive because the ICPC has done something today, Wednesday, March 11, 2026, that his legal team did not see coming, or at least did not want to see happen. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has secured a brand new court order to detain the former Kaduna State Governor for another 14 days. That order was granted by Chief Magistrate Okechukwu John Akeke of the Buhari Magistrate Court in the Federal Capital Territory, and it was granted in the presence of El-Rufai's own lawyer. The new detention window runs until March 19, 2026. To understand why this is such a monumental development, you need to understand the full chain of events that brought us here today. El-Rufai has been in ICPC custody since the night of February 18, 2026, when security operatives transferred him from EFCC custody, where he had voluntarily reported and been granted bail, directly into the hands of the ICPC. The very next day, February 19, the Buhari Magistrate Court issued a first remand order giving the ICPC 14 days to hold him while investigations continued. That order was supposed to expire on March 4 and March 5, depending on which legal team you ask. When those dates passed and no charges had been filed and no new order had been obtained, El-Rufai's lawyers, his family, the ADC political party, senior lawyers across Nigeria, and prominent figures like banker Atedo Peterside all came out loudly and publicly saying the same thing: his continued detention had become illegal. His son, Bello El-Rufai, issued a statement. His lead lawyer, Ubong Akban, wrote to the ICPC chairman demanding immediate release or arraignment. His legal team filed a fundamental rights enforcement suit and a 1 billion naira lawsuit challenging the entire detention. Nigeria was watching and waiting, and the question on everyone's lips was whether the ICPC would back down, release him, or charge him. The ICPC chose a fourth option. They went back to the same Buhari Magistrate Court and secured a fresh remand order, and now El-Rufai stays in custody until at least March 19. If you have been following the El-Rufai detention story from the very beginning and you want every development broken down in full, please subscribe to this channel right now, hit that notification bell, and make sure you never miss an update on what is one of the biggest political and legal stories in Nigeria today. Now, here is where it gets even more intense. El-Rufai's legal team is not accepting this new order quietly. His lawyer, Ubong Akban, has already filed an application at the same Buhari Magistrate Court to set aside and nullify the fresh detention order, and Chief Magistrate Akeke has scheduled March 17 to hear that application and decide whether the new order should stand or be thrown out. So, in 6 days from today, we could be looking at either El-Rufai's continued detention being upheld by the same court that issued the order, or the entire legal basis for holding him being dismantled. Either outcome is going to send shockwaves through Nigerian political and legal circles. The ICPC's position is firm and clear. A source within the commission told journalists that the agency is operating fully within the law and that El-Rufai's legal team has been present and represented at every single legal process. The source pushed back directly against the public narrative that the ICPC is oppressing the former governor, pointing out that the first remand order was challenged in court and was dismissed, that the second remand order is now itself before the court, and that the commission has an outstanding petition against El-Rufai that requires him to answer for the allegations against him. The ICPC chairman, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, has emphasized that no suspect is detained without a valid court order. El-Rufai himself has written 2 handwritten statements to the ICPC in which he invoked his constitutional right to silence and described the entire investigation as a politically motivated persecution tied to his decision to leave the ruling APC and join the ADC, the party with which Peter Obi is also running for the 2027 presidency. His lawyers have accused the ICPC chairman of personally pressuring El-Rufai to withdraw from politics in exchange for his freedom, an allegation the ICPC has not publicly addressed. Here is what you need to decide for yourself and what we want to hear from you today. Is the ICPC handling the El-Rufai case as a genuine corruption investigation backed by due process and valid court orders, or do you believe, as El-Rufai and his supporters argue, that this is a politically motivated attempt to destroy him and remove him from the 2027 opposition political space before the elections? And now that the ICPC has secured a second 14-day order, does that change how you see this case? Drop your most honest thoughts in the comment section. Share this video so every Nigerian following this story gets the complete and accurate picture. Like it if this breakdown gave you everything you needed to understand what happened today, and stay subscribed because March 17 is coming fast and the Buhari Magistrate Court decision on whether to set aside this new remand order could be the most important moment in this entire saga.